Percentage of amounts continued. So today we're going to look at finding different amounts of percentages of an amount. So I've started off an example of 12%. So we can carry on using the same methods we have been using throughout this week. So to start us off, we can do it this way. So we can do 60 divided by 100, because that is the number on the bottom of the fraction. Okay, and then you can times it by the digits that you have left. So you times it by 12. So 60 divided by 100, again, we can use our place value columns. So if we have our hundreds, our tens, our ones, our tenths, our hundredths, you'll put your 60 in and you could divide it by 100. So moving the 6 2 places, 1 2 places, 1 2 places, which gives you the answer 0.6. And then you need to do 0.6 times 12. Now, some of your children will be able to do this. Some of them might find it tricky. Quite a lot of the time, I'll say to them, just imagine it's 6 times 12. So 6 times 12, the children will be able to work out is 72. So 6 times 12 is 72. But 0.6 was 10 times less than that. So they need to then divide this answer by 10. Again, they can come back over to the place value chart. So dividing by 10, we need to move it one place. So the 7 is going to move into the ones column and the 2 is going to move into the tenths column. So then your answer is 7.2. You can also do it a slightly different way. So you can, if I write it out again, you can do 12% of 60 equals. So you can find it as two separate parts. So you can find 10% and you can find 2%, and then you can add those two together. Okay, so 10% of 60 is 60 divided by 10. Remember when we learnt this earlier in the week? So 60 divided by 10 equals 6. Then to find 2%, we need to do 60. You start with that total amount again, divided by 100, because that would be 2 over 100. So 60 divided by 100, we did this up here, is 0.6. And then you need to do 0.6 times 2, which will give you 1.2. These are our two answers. We then need to add them together, like I said here. So you have 6.0 add 1.2. 0 add 2 equals 2. Putting in our decimal point, 6 add 1 is 7, just like we had up here. Now, sometimes it can get a bit more complicated than that. So, for example, if you chose something like 34% of 120, that's when I would suggest breaking this up. Possibly the children can use their times table or can use written multiplication too, but this is the way that I would suggest. So you want to find 30% and you want to find 4% to add them together. So 30% will be 120 divided by 10. So 120 divided by 10 will be 12. And then you need to times it by whatever number is in your tens column. So that'll be times by 3. 12 times by 3 is 36. Then to find 4%, we need to do 120 divided by 100, which gives you the answer 1.2. Then you want to times that by 4. Now that's quite tricky, but again, imagine your answer isn't 1.2 and that it is 12. 12 times 4 is 48. Then you need to divide that answer again by 10, because you times it by 10 to make it 12. So you need to divide it back. So 48 divided by 10 is 4.8. And then you need to add these two numbers up. So 36.0 add 4.8. Sometimes it just makes it easier to put that 0 placeholder in. Some children also might want to put the 0 placeholder in here just so that each number has the same amount of digits. So 0 add 8 is 8, putting in my decimal point. 6 add 4 is 10, carrying the 1. And then 3 add 1 is 4. Therefore, 34% of 120 is 40.8.